Hello everybody, it's the Cockney Colonel here. How are you? How are you? Good to see you, as I always say. Alright, so this is the video for the auction on Tuesday, February the 9th, 4 o'clock preview, 5 o'clock start. As we mentioned before, and you might have seen elsewhere, the great old box truck, 1991 Ford F350, 7.3 litre diesel. Alright, it's going to be auctioned off this Tuesday, February the 9th, down here at Wildwood. Alright, so if you need a box truck, come down here. Sure, it's going to go for a great price and to a great new owner. So let's run inside. I've got some great stuff for you in here. So let's buzz you back inside in the building. Get out of the wind there, you know, away from the traffic and the noise of the cars. What else we got? Right, this week, if you like have to hang up clothes or something, right, I've got a ton of racks for you, ain't I? Right, you know, so like, you want to set up like a new clothes store or something like that, like, do you know what I mean? Be like Joseph A. Banks, you know, or that stupid shop that's all dark that you go in. I can't even remember what it's called. My daughter goes in there, Poppy likes it, you know, but you go in there and it's all dark and, you know, like, how you meant to see the clothes? They're probably selling your clothes with holes in or something like that. You know, they just want to keep it dark. It's one of those expensive shops. I can't remember the brand name. Anyway, listen, we've got some lovely stuff. The old FootJoy spinning rack thing there as well. So I don't know what you're going to hang on there, but I'm sure you'll find something. There are some little Wookie things somewhere we can find. All right. So, but loads of the old clothes rack. So if you need anybody that needs some clothes racks, happy days. Come down, have a little bit up, see how you get on. All right. China, 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 China. All right, me old China. That's what we say right back in London, right? When we say me old China, that means you're my mate, because you're my China plate, it means you're my mate, right? Right? It's Cockney rhyming slang, right? You see? I've got more China this week than Poddy's Pantry down here in Wildwood, right? I've got China coming out of my ears. But this gear here, right? Of course it was made in England, right? You know, because it's obviously pucker, isn't it? It's like 22 karat gold or something, right? It's like probably the Queen of England, right? Had this, right? Because it's like 22 karat gold. And I can't even remember what it's called. I pick one up. Look, I pick one up. I ain't got a danny, have I? You know, Imperial, right? Fine English China, warranted 22 carat, right? Happy days. Look, cups and saucers, some lovely little serving pieces, little teapot at the back, right? Something for your milk to go in, gravy thing there, right? Little platter, and then you got a load of plates and little bowls and that. So if you want to be really like pie mash, all right, really flash, posh with the old posh people, right? Come and get some of this gear, right? How about some old books? I know you guys love the old books. There's some old pictures in there. I think there's that one with that geezer with a scary bird with the glasses. She's still in there, I think. But this little book there, like what every boy should know, right? It just means what every boy should know is that when you grow up, whatever the woman says, just say yes, darling, right? Don't argue. Just say yes, darling, right? That's all they've got to put in that book, because that's all that every little boy should know, right? End of, done, right? Review course in physical training, health and life extension. Blimey, sounds marvellous, right? I'm sure somebody's going to love it. Some old, we've got a load of vintage stuff, right? Load of vintage stuff. Robbie loves that vintage stuff, right? So we've got a load of that. Here, this gear's here, this nice one as well. What's this gear called? This one's called Ironstone, right? So I've got all the pictures and all the old names and that on the old websites there, you know, so, but that's actually quite a nice little set of dishes here. You've got a butter dish with that one, salt and pepper, all right, a little sugar pot and a creamer, and a gravy boat again, all right, so that looks quite cool, the Ironstone, all right, more chintz, more older stuff, you know, so neat. What have we got over here? Oh, more China, more me old China, India tree, Spode, right, marvellous, right, this gear, Copeland, Spode, England, right, so, more China. You want some Spode, India tree China? How about some Japanese little geisha girls, right? Little geisha girls, look, they look pretty, don't they, with their little umbrellas, right? Sitting in front of the old vase there, right? Who we got here? Beethoven, a couple of bookends, I suppose. Beethoven bookends, right? And some old atlas, and You Can't Go Home Again, or something like that, some book. Right, probably, you know, come home drunk or something and the missus won't let him back in or something like that. Right, you need to brush your hair. I don't need to brush my hair because I ain't got no hair, have I, you know, but you need to brush your hair. You've got a brush there, you can come and brush your hair. Have a little mirror while you're doing it, right? Happy days, marvellous. Paper people, looks like paper, right? Some like kid, probably at school, well, probably not, it's probably like some mega artist, like, do you know what I mean, in Mexico or something like that, but somebody made these little paper people, so I'm sure somebody's going to love them. All right, bit of old artwork. We got rid of some of that last week. Here, look at this kid, right? Having a fag, isn't he? Oh, that's, you don't say fag, I say fag. You know, when someone's having a cigarette, we say, oh, look at this having a fag. Right? Kid, he must be about like 10 or 11 or something, having a fag, right? Puffing away on the old cigarette there. Surely that ain't right. Look, it's a Mexican writing or something like that. They don't do that in Mexico, do they? You can't be smoking like that. That ain't surely. That ain't right. Here, look at this. Kentucky Tavern, some mirror, right? Thunder Gulch. Winner of the 121st Kentucky Derby. Right, so Never heard of it. But, you know, if you like the Kentucky Tavern and the Kentucky Derby and stuff like that, happy days. How about some old cameras? There's a brownie in there, I know, some Revere cameras and stuff like that. So a nice little vintage lot of the old cameras there. All right, some DVDs for you guys this week. So, you know, some of the DVDs that you like, and sort of softball, baseball, helmet things, right? You know, with a baseball bat there. You know, either just keep it next to your bed or actually go out and do some exercise and smash some ball around or something like that. You know, so marvellous, happy days. Yeah, look, you want to see, I've got more China. I've only got more China. Mito China or something like that, this gear, right? It's actually quite pretty. It's got a nice blue, you know, with the old orange in there, and a couple of nice old Japanese dishes. Some more of the kind of similar kind of gear over there as well. All right, so if you like your old China, that one's actually quite cool. It's got the old little plates that the little cups sit on. So, you know, if you like supping on, I mean, what are you going to put in there? Like a shot of whiskey or something like that. That's, you know, that's all it's good for. I mean, I need more tea. If I'm going to drink tea, I want it out of a mug, don't I? Like a builder, you know? California green, Hollywood, California or something like that. This gear over here, right? So kind of, you know, mid-century pottery from California. So that's rather cool. Now a little Japanese geisha girl looking bird, all right? So she looks rather neat, all right? And an old Indian geezer, all right? So firing his bow and arrow. He looks cool, doesn't he? You know? Some more of the old gear, you know, gear. What else you got? What else you got? Here's some vintage glassware over here, and a big old stein at the back, and some little copper pot of some sort over there. All right, happy days. Some geezer there from the back in the times. SGI USA. Don't even know what that is, but some more sort of pottery gear over there, and glasses. You know, little compot and all the rest of it. All right, there are neat little green glasses there, aren't they? Actually, that plate's rather cool. It's Kansas, the sunflower state, right? Capital of Topeka. All right, state capital Topeka of Kansas, apparently. Here, look, I've just learnt something new by reading a plate. Happy days. Cowboy statue, Dodge City. I've got cowboys out in Kansas, apparently. All I knew they did was a Wizard of Oz, because that's where she, like, clicks her heels, isn't it? You know, and says, take me home, like, back to Kansas or whatever, you know, with a scarecrow in the line and all that sort of stuff going on. What else have we got over here? Some milk glass, all right, and some nice little perfume powder pot things. All right, some unusual looking, kind of lapel looking military things going on there, so they look rather unusual. And then I think we've got some occupied in Japan little figurines and stuff, so there's a few little lots of the occupied Japan, so if you like being occupied Japan, then that's going to be right up your alley. All right, a little box lot there with some wooden pieces, another one over there. All right, wooden pieces and some glassware. All right, rather neat looking bowl, right, you know, when people used to like looking like that. You know, so, a couple of Lennox dishes there. They're rather nice, all right, the old Lennox, all right. So if you like your Lennox, come and get your Lennox, all right, happy days, marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. Bit of Japanese gear going on, all right, so if you like being Japanese, right, bit of Japanese decor. Everybody loves a bit of the old Asian Japanese decor, don't they? Right, we've got some pots. You know, we've got some bowls, right? I've got a platter there, some other little urn thing, right? More little plates and stuff over here, right? You could just go totally Japanese, right? Happy days. Come down here, buy the gear. Oh my God, there's a bloody great big cockroach. Oh my God, ah! Oh, get away, there's a cockroach. Right, so what's this gear? Yeah, this was rather neat as well. It's colonial something, right? Oh God, there's a cockroach. Oh, scared the hell out of me. Liberty Blue, right? Historic colonial scenes. Betty Ross. Made in England, ain't it, eh? Must be Pucker. Made in England. What? Bet that cockroach ain't made in England. We don't have them over there. That's made in America, that one. Scares the life out of me. Worse than the dolls. Right, what else you got here? Got a couple of coins. Pope John Paul II, Vatican. Right, silver 35 millimetre. What? 16.2 grams. What's the other one he's got here? Oh, it's got here. 1963, 30 drachma, Greek silver coin. Right? All right, happy days. So if you like a couple of coins, you've got a Greek drachma one, all right, and Pope John Paul II, Vatican one. All right, happy days, marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. All right, and then a little bit more of the old vintagey kind of stuff. So if you like vintage, like, you're going to be like, oh, in your element this week, isn't it? You know, because it's like vintage here, vintage there, vintage everywhere, right? Even a cockroach, right? I'm going to get at least $5 for the cockroach. I know it, right? And then, right, piece de la resistance, right, pictures should be up soon. We've got to get them up there. All right, some of these comics, right, put them in lots there, you can see them. And Grace has taken individual pictures of each of the comics. Some of these ones started out at 10 cents. All right, so they're back in the 60s, obviously. All right, so some really neat older comics. We know we had some last week. Let's get round this way. That one's just the wrong way round. So let me give you a butchers, right? You've got all the different makes, you know. 25 cents, I know, about 10 cents over there, 10 cents on these ones, little Max, little geezer. Betty and Veronica, look like a couple of girls, don't they? I bet they have a bit of fun, probably from Essex or something like that. Google it, you'll find out. Right, Sad Sack, right, 20 cent on that one. Dennis the Menace, right, as I said last week, Google Dennis the Menace England, right? He ain't got nothing like that geezer. Add Dennis the Menace, don't look nothing like that Dennis the Menace. Oh, Yogi Bear, I used to love that. Hey, boo-boo. It's Yogi Bear, isn't it? I was actually the geezer that did Yogi Bear. Not. Right, so anyway, a couple more modern ones here. Solar, Man of the Atom or something like that. Bone by Jeff Smith. That sounds more modern, doesn't it? Bit of Johnny Cash under there. Looks a bit mad more. Right, and Johnny Cash. I do love a bit of Johnny Cash. Man in Black. All right, top geezer. All right, and then Joe DiMaggio. Baseball by the looks of it, yeah, New York Yankees probably, something like that. Joe DiMaggio, okay, all right, happy days. And there's another pile, all right, but there's a load of pictures on there. All right, so remember, we're going to be selling the box truck this week. 1991 Ford F350, 7.3 litre diesel, all right. So pictures are up on the website. We've got a little video going of it up there as well, running and everything. Right, it was used daily, so happy days. We've, you know, it's going to be going on Tuesday, so come along and get that. You need China. My old China, you've got to come down here and get your China because we've got so much China, it's unbelievable, right? And then always remember, if you know anybody that sells clothes or, you know, needs to put the clothes up, right, then there's all these clothes racks here, all right? So come and look, kick your little shop out and set up a clothes store or something like that. Tuesday, 9th of February, 4 o'clock preview, 5 o'clock start. We are at 400 East Gulf Atlantic Highway, which is State Road 44 basically, close to the junction of 301. Come down here, bring your money, spend it.